Hello everyone and welcome to this month's Fireside Chat. As you can see, it is October 2020. I've got the jack-o'-lantern, I've got the fire in the background, which means it is time to update you on what I see is happening in the residential real estate market in and around the Phoenix metro area. This is the time of year that people always talk about seasonality, and other than summer, we are approaching the time where seasonality really does affect us. We are seeing, I always say, as people start to smell turkey in the ovens, they start to lose interest in buying and selling real estate. So if you're interested in buying or selling, now's a good time to actually get out there and take some action before the end of the year, as things will start to get a little weird after Halloween, as we're approaching Thanksgiving. And then after Thanksgiving, we'll get a little burst of energy and activity right into the main body of the holidays. Thereafter, once the holidays really hit, once Christmas and Hanukkah sink in, we will definitively slow down until about the second weekend in January. So now, this time of year, I always get questions from people about timing. Should we list now? Should we wait? When should we do it? And what I tell people is it totally depends on your situation. Are you selling and buying? What's the dynamic? What do you want to do during the holidays? Are you out of town? Are you hosting? There are plenty of factors that go into building a strategy particularly for you that would fit. So if you are considering buying or selling, these market dynamics, these forces, right now, this last quarter of the year leading into the holidays, it's very important that you think through and develop a really solid strategy as to whether you want to do things now or you want to wait until the new year. Pluses and minuses for both, and that's something that we could definitely talk about. Happy to throw around some ideas and give you some insights. As far as what we're seeing in the marketplace, steady Eddie, kind of what we've been talking about for the last several months. Inventory issues, still some really good high buyer demand, low interest rates. Those two things, lack of inventory plus demand, are creating an increase in pricing. Not off the charts crazy, not irrational, exuberant type pricing. Some people like to mention elections during this time. These come up every election cycle. Oh, I'm going to wait until after the election. Oh man, the election's really going to affect what happens. Statistically speaking, the elections do not affect the real estate market. They just don't. And so whatever your political leanings are, people tend to silo into those and say, man, if my guy wins, great. If the other guy wins, bad. And the other people on the other side, the 40% who are on the other side, are saying the exact same thing. So regardless of who wins, the people who are in that winning camp are going to think it's good and will go out and buy. People who think it's bad will stay home. So it all kind of gets baked into the cake, and it doesn't really directly affect the real estate market. Now, granted, depending on how things go economically after the election, of course it will affect. But from an immediacy standpoint, we're not going to see one person get elected, prices go up, prices go down. We won't. We've never seen it. We're probably not going to see it now unless the weirdest of the weird happens. And quite frankly, when you take away all the hyperbole, this election feels very similar to other elections that in my short lifespan of being a part of elections seems pretty status quo. So getting out of politics, which everyone hates being in, and I try not to delve in other than to say that everyone thinks the other side is wrong, and that there's something in the weeds there to be said for trying to read the tea leaves of who's going to win and what's going to happen. Take those tea leaves away, because not too much is going to. So to wrap things up, seasonality definitely has an effect. The election most definitely won't. And now's the time, if you're thinking about buying or selling by the end of the year, definitely need to get on it. If you're planning for the new year, it's a great time to get on it too. I like the philosophy of crawl, walk, run. Let's get out there and get you up to speed with what's going on in the market now, if you're thinking about doing it in the new year, so that you don't just have to like jump into the midstream. You can get going and get up to speed. Plenty of things that we do internally here to help our buyers and sellers prepare. It is never too early. There are definitively times where it's too late. So if you're thinking about it, if it's just a sliver of light in your mind's eye right now, let's have the discussion and let's figure out whether buying and selling is right for you, and what it looks like, and we can build a strategy around it regardless of your time frame. That's all I got for you. Hope everything is good in your world, and look forward to seeing you on next month's Fireside Chat. Thanks a lot.